Hi, this is Jack from Alpha Charts with a stocks to watch video. Today is March 28th, 2021. Before we get started, this video is for educational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security. And I may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned. Know your time frame and risk tolerance. Also, if you like these videos, please like and subscribe. It really does help me. So right now, please do that. I appreciate that. Um, and you can find me on Twitter also at AlphaCharts365. I'm always on there posting my ideas and thoughts. So check me out there also. All right. So today we have 28 names plus one potential short squeeze name. So let's get started. Brief market overview. And basically I'm going to talk about the disconnect between the S&P going out at basically all-time highs and the QQQ, which is more of my style of trading. Really in a downtrend still, making lower highs and so far a lower low. We'll see if this is a higher low right here. Remains to be seen. But what am I looking for in here? And again, I go into this more in depth in my state of the market video. But basically, what I'm looking for is maybe one more little dip, maybe a higher low here. Could potentially shake out too. But a break of this trend line would get me much more bullish, and of course above the 23-day EMA. That would definitely create a more bullish scenario in my mind. Okay, so now we know what we're looking for. This is a relative strength video. What has been holding up well. There are some really nice looking charts in here, and when market is in a more favorable condition, I am going to be interested in a lot of these names. So grab a pen, grab some paper. I'm going to go through these fairly quickly. If you like them, make the trade your own. Good chance that one of these names could potentially be the next true market leader. So this is my watch list, right? This is what I'm looking for. All right, get your pen, paper. Let's go. First one, VUZI, VUZI. Uptrend, sideways consolidation, continued higher, humongous accumulation going on here. As you can see, this day right here, I believe there's a secondary on this day. It absorbed it reasonably well, and so it looks pretty good. Buyer stepped in there, so VUZI looks real nice. Next up, GFL, GFL Environmental, big uptrend, sideways consolidation, little kind of double bottom look there. And now it's starting to move higher again. Decent accumulation volume. That's GFL. ACLS. ACLS, Axcelis Technologies. Again, uptrend, sideways consolidation above the 23-day EMA. Nice accumulation volume on the pullback. Definitely a decreased volume compared to the up days. So it looks pretty good. ICHR, iCourt Holdings. Again, things in an uptrend above the 23-day. Huge day on Friday, up 11% on a decent volume. So now it's extended, right? So if this is one that you're interested in, obviously I would probably wait more for a pullback or consolidation, let the moving averages catch up, but definitely one that shows some good strength here. Next up, PLAB. PLAB, this one has a very defined area, which I like, and it's consolidating underneath it. If you look a little bit closer, some really good volume coming in. So it makes you think that institutions are interested. Again, not what I'm looking for unless it gets above 13 and a half or so. Then this one could become interesting. That's PLAB. On Semiconductor Corporation, nice big uptrend, broke out of this area, right? Kept going higher, higher, higher. Now it's consolidating those gains. If you look over here, there's lots of accumulation going on in this name. So on semiconductors looks really nice. Next up, AXNX, Exonics. This is what I've been watching for a while now. As you can see, it broke out, retested, and now as it's consolidating again, get out of that. As it's consolidating again, you can see how volume is starting to dry up here, right? And so that's a positive for the stock. It is in an uptrend. It is showing relative strength. So drying up a volume, I interpret as the sellers are getting tired. We'll see. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. But again, nice accumulation going on there. That's AXNX. EQT, um, you know, so it's been in an uptrend since the lows, and it's been consolidating very nicely. Decent amount of accumulation going on in this name. So I think that if it moves higher from here, anything above 1975, and I think it could be along with the with this general area as the risk management area. Perfect. It's EQT. Floor and decor, housing stocks are doing really, really well. This is the one that I kind of like above them all. I mean, it's been in a big uptrend for a while now. Then it has a sideways consolidation. So I think that $100 level is going to be key here. It's a psychological level. It's an important level. Accumulation volume, not great, right? It's meh. So price has to really prove itself at this point, or we have to see some accumulation coming in above, as it gets above this $100 level. So again, it's a watch list item. Nothing I'm jumping into right now. MGNX. MGNX, which is macrogenics. Had this huge day right here. What was that up? 230%, right? That's a big day. And then it's consolidated those gains in a range, like with about 18 and a half or so on the bottom, $18, 18 and a half. And now it's starting to move out of that range. So it's consolidated forever, moving out of the range. And look at that accumulation coming in here. There are some players coming into this game, this name. I really do like this name a lot. That's MGNX. All right, next up, CNX. So CNX is Century Aluminum, right? So it's a infrastructure play. A lot of accumulation volume showing up in this name. It's $18.53, and had a huge day on 17% day on Friday. It's a big day. It may need a little rest. I don't know. Maybe it shoots straight up from here. But I do like how it's holding up really nice, and the accumulation is showing up big time in this one. That's Century Aluminum. Next up is GPRE. So this is Green Plains. I don't even know what they do. Doesn't really matter, does it? Uptrend, sideways consolidation, uptrend, sideways consolidation, and just gigantic volume coming in here in a fairly tight consolidation period. That's absolutely what you want to see right there in a name holding up strong, breaks out above $28. I think that's a long all day long. All day long. Great. All right, moving on. FLL, Full House Resorts, it's reopening play, uptrend. This would be the area. Good accumulation. Yeah, I would like it above. I have to break out though for me to be involved. Lower price stock, so it's meh. All right, SKX, Skechers. Retail plays have been doing pretty good. As you can see, this one from this peak back in 2008, 16, 2016, 15 actually. Um, this trend line so far has held. And this is also a spot where there was potential support resistance. So I think this, if it breaks out above the trend line and that area, we can manage risk against this area. Again, nice accumulation coming in. You do have earnings in about a month or so. So that's Skechers, SKX. Next up, PXD, Pioneer Natural Resources. Big uptrend. Now it's just kind of consolidating those gains. Moving averages catching up. Nice accumulation coming in here. Pretty standard setup. If it breaks out above 165-ish, I think that you manage risk against that area. Next up, SLQT, newer IPO name. Broke out here, then tried again there, again lower low, right? But it's been making a higher low. So which one is it, right? Which one is it? I don't know, but if it gets above 28, 2880-ish, 2875, somewhere around there. I think that you can manage risk against that and maybe use the 23-day EMA or this area as a potential stop. Um, but I think longer term, this name seems pretty good, and a decent accumulation, some distribution in there. But again, this is where the market was really wonky and getting growth names were getting hit pretty hard. This is considered a growth name, so that's SLQT. VCEL, VCEL. It's had a magnificent run, right? Going from even this right over here, from $15 to $60, right? That's huge. Um, that's 400%. So, um, it may need some rest. I do love this volume coming in on this up day, right? 12%, huge volume coming in 2 days. And now we have a nice decrease in volume as it pulls back. That's really nice to see. VSEL looks really, really strong. Again, I do like the pullback. It may need to settle out and consolidate a little bit more, but it looks real nice. Next up is BKD. BKD, Brookdale Senior Living. Boomers are getting older and they're going to need to go into senior living places. So why not Brookdale? It's had this nice uptrend, and it's now sitting on its 23-day. You see the accumulation showing up in the charts in the volume, and so this one has some potential. It's a lower price stock, so just be careful with that. But yeah, it's gapped up and it's holding this gap. So you can manage risk against the gap if you wanted to, or you can do it against the moving average. However, you want to make the trade your own. That's BKD. LNTH. That's Lantheus Holdings. Um, you know, Uptrend, sideways consolidation, good accumulation. It's what I look for in a chart. Looks real nice. I would play this as a breakout. $20 and 75 cents, something like that would be the breakout with a little bit of volume. Next up, FLR. Floor Corp. So this was one I've been watching for a while. This has been the important area. Kind of a false breakout here, so be on guard for that. But it looks like it's rebounding very quickly. Not the best volume profile, but again, place to manage risk against, right? So is this green shaded area? If you like this one, go for it. Lots of airlines looking good. Jets is Jets is the ETF that covers the airline, or one of the ETFs that covers the airlines. And so instead of going through a bunch of individual airlines, you may just want to go with the ETF. So you see this, uptrend, and it keeps stair stepping higher. Good accumulation showing up in the chart, and it's sitting right at the 23-day EMA, which is kind of nice. And again, keeps making higher lows and higher highs. Pretty good for an uptrend if you want to play a reopening play, or airlines have been beaten down. We'll call this maybe value. Who knows? Maybe Jets is something you want to consider. Terex Corporation. Um, yeah, nice, beautiful uptrend, right? Doesn't get better than that. Good accumulation showing up. You got earnings in another over a month. Not bad. Nice little setup. I'd probably use a moving average to manage risk against. On this one, next up is TGI, which is Triumph Group. And you see it's now since the March lows, it's been just moving higher and higher and higher, and some nice accumulation showing up in here. If it breaks out above 19 to 1950-ish, that's about where I would probably manage that risk. TWI. This is Titan International. Again, very similar to the last one. Beautiful uptrend, pull back to the moving average, decent accumulation volume coming in. Again, I just use moving averages as my risk management on this one. That's TWI. Next up is 4, which is a shift for payments. Had a great earnings move here. It's now pulled back on lighter volume, and now it's starting to move ahead again. I'm sure if we went to a 30-minute chart, there's probably some kind of falling wedge pattern in here that we could draw. That's what it kind of looks like here. So I do like how it's breaking out of some kind of falling wedge, right back into its moving averages, retook them pretty quickly, and on volume, right? That's what we want to see. So shift for payments, a beautiful looking stock right there. Next up is MX, Magnet Chip. Again, a lot of semiconductor names are starting to shape up pretty good. Um, this day catches my eye. It's a 27% up day, on gigantic volume. I'm not sure what the news was or why or any of that information, but that looks really good. So, how would I play this? I wouldn't right here, not me personally. It's too extended. I would love to see a low volume pullback into the moving average, maybe into this $24, $24.50 range, or tight sideways consolidation. That would be nice. And then a move higher from there. If it keeps going higher, it'll probably run without me. That's MX, NPTON. I'm sorry, NPTN, NPTN. Neophotonics. So this was a really important area, right? Boom, 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 boom. It finally broke out, and now it's kind of making an inverse head and shoulders or something like that. Whatever you want to call this consolidation, above 1375 ish. I like it a lot. I think that some good accumulation showing up in this particular name, and a great place to manage risk against. Last one I'm going to talk about in this set is going to be Z. Z is one that's still a little bit too loose for my liking, but it's on my watch list. It's just kind of, the moves are kind of crazy, right? You got a 15% down day here, right? And then followed by a 4%. And then you get some of these big up days here, just a little bit loose. But if it gets above 58 ish, 59, I think that's a place to manage risk against. But I'd have to see it tightening up for my liking. But definitely on my watch list. So we'll see what happens with that. Only one short squeeze today. Candidate Soli, which is Soliton. Some nice accumulation volume coming in here. It had a nice uptrend. Now it's kind of consolidating those gains. Moving averages catching up. I kind of like that. If it can consolidate just a little bit more, I may consider getting involved in this one as a short squeeze candidate. Um, this area right here seems like support, so even a little move back, like, oh man, if it got back into the $16 or so, that would be perfect for me. And again, I would consider that. Again, I do like all the volume coming in here. All right, perfect. So that's what I have for you today. 28 names plus one short squeeze. Again, if you like these videos, you like this type of content, please go ahead and like and subscribe below. I really try to get you guys my best ideas. I do this for me, and I just share it with you, obviously. And let me know which ones you guys liked. Go ahead and comment below. Tell me which setup you thought was the ones that stood out to you. That'd be great. Follow me on Twitter at AlphaCharts365. I do the state of the market video on Saturdays, kind of sets up my week for me. And I should be doing a new Inside the Trader's Head video on Friday with somebody I think we all know from Twitter very well. So I'm excited for that. So check that out. It'll be posted probably Friday after the market closes. I'll be doing the interview in the morning that day. And that's what I got. Like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Have a great week, everybody. Take care.